All right, I slept way too long. I guess it felt good. I will not know yet, as I'm still in a daze. But you can see right here Trump pardons rapper NBA Youngboy who was sentenced for gun related charges.
A Louisiana rapper has received a pardon from President Trump. Kentrell Golden, who goes by NBA Youngboy, had pleaded guilty in December to possessing weapons as a felon. He was sentenced to 2 years in prison by a federal judge in Utah. He had also been sentenced to 23 months for a separate gun charge related to a case in Louisiana. NBA Youngboy took to his Instagram account to thank the president and the appointed pardon czar, saying in part, "This moment means a lot. It opens the door to a future I worked hard for, and I'm fully prepared to step into this." Youngboy had been on home confinement since being released from prison in March after receiving credit for time served. The pardon frees him from the restrictions of parole, and he now has a 32-date U.S. tour planned to kick off in September. For Inside Edition Digital, I'm Mara Montalbano.
So he's got a 38-date tour that's about to kick off. Isn't he doesn't he go by 38 Young Boy sometimes, or doesn't he got an album called 38? He's got a song called 38 Baby. You see that right there? Or maybe an album or a song. I don't know. Look at that. But besides that, he's out of Louisiana, isn't he? Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Where's my calculator? All right, I have the Gematrinator calculator here, and let's I don't have it quite set up, but here it is. Is it Louisiana? I think it's Louisiana. Look, Louisiana's got the 38. So that's not a coincidence. And, Trump has a history with pardoning rappers, and he just got a history with rappers in general. Okay, but you see here, Louisiana rap artist Youngboy, who was sentenced to just under 2 years in prison on gun-related charges, was pardoned by President Donald Trump on Wednesday. Look at this. I mean, this stuff it's just all with the language because, look, pardon has Don in it even. You see that right there? Pardon's got Don, like Donald, right? And to absolve from the consequences of a fault or crime, to allow to pass without punishment. You see the definition there. And you see Trump, his history with all these rappers, Kodak Black, Lil Wayne, all bunch of stories with Kanye West, which I don't see Kanye here, but yeah, and look, possible pardon revealed. Can Trump save Diddy? I think they do this to manipulate the young people into thinking Trump's cool. They did that when I was a young person as well by telling us Bill Clinton smoked weed one time. You know what I'm saying? I think that's possible, and it does matter what the young people think. And he's got these other characters that he's pardoned or whatever. All right, so we kind of know about these characters already. The rapper NBA Youngboy, the 45th and 47th President Donald Trump. I've done many breakdowns on these characters, but wait until you see this. We know, if you don't know, Kamala Harris has the same birthday as NBA Youngboy. Okay? October 20th. And we know about this big story and all of these all of the stories leading into the selection, right? Kamala versus Trump. Where the hell's Kamala been, by the way? She's just disappeared now. And you see Trump with this, like, whoever this is wearing kind of like this mask or whatever with the hat. You see that? But yeah, we know about the history with Trump and Kamala. NBA Youngboy, the same birthday as Kamala. Check this out. Okay, pardoned by Donald Trump on Wednesday, May 28th, was NBA Youngboy. From that day to NBA Youngboy's birthday is a 146-day span. And Trump's birthday is 146, the 14th day of the 6th month. I mean, it doesn't get any more easy than that. And don't forget, he's got the Kamala birthday, right? Come on, right? Look at all of these numbers that connect the two. NBA Youngboy has 48 like Donald Trump. And this pardoning on the 148th day of the year. Look at Youngboy, 92 and 29 in this code. Trump equals 29. Rapper and Trump. Rapper's got 74 and 88. Trump's got 88 and 47. You see that? Even Pardon, again, it's got Don in it. Pardon and Donald, look, 32, 31 for Pardon, 23, 31 for Donald. Okay? And you already saw, again, you see the Gematrinator calculator right here. Even Louisiana, look, has 61. And this is Donald John Trump, right? John's got 61 and 16. 61, 16, these are important. It's the same number reversed, but very important with Trump because that's that Capitol riot date that they like to blame on Trump, the first month and the 6th day, or the 6th day of the first month. Okay? So again, this is the Gematrinator calculator here. And you're going to get the same numbers every time because, we have 26 letters in the alphabet. Okay, and it's just 4 base ciphers here. So this is going to hit every time. It's always going to be, according to the story, a 146-day span from this pardoning to Youngboy's birthday when Trump's birthday is 146. And that's going to be the Gematrinator calculator with the date calculator here. You know what I'm saying? So you got the calculator converting the letters into numbers. This is actually the stats from another story I'm just showing you. But we have the important days, this being Wednesday with this pardoning, and how it connects with Youngboy's birthday, again, who also has the Kamala Harris birthday, right? And how it connects to Trump's birthday. So it's, unless they go and change the story, change the dates in the history, this is how it's going to be, okay? It's just going to hit like this, okay? Facts. And I was just talking about the 1 and the 6. That's amazing because that was on the fly, Louisiana 61. Kentrell Galden, that's his real name. Kentrell Galden. You get 161, okay? Check that out. And I told you John equals 16 and 61, Donald John Trump. Remember John F. Kennedy? You get Ken, and how that connects even with Kentrell Deshaun Golden, right? You get Donald John Trump, John F. Kennedy. Obvious connections with those characters when you look how their storylines played out. And you see how NBA Youngboy's got Ken in his name right there. This number 1 and this number 6 has been popping up. And it pops up one more time with Youngboy here in Louisiana. This former United States representative out of New York, he died 16 days after his birthday, or excuse me, before his birthday, Charles Rangel, and his birthday the 11th day of the 6th month, so 116. And look at United States representative, and this is trending. Look at that, 161 like Kentrell Golden, you see? And there's the Capitol riot date right there. I forgot I had that in here, but you see January 6, 2021. Okay, so just really simple, and that's just a reminder for me to check the Associated Press article because I noticed some things that I thought we would just look at on the fly when I scroll down here. And don't forget Trump equals 25. We're in the 25. Look at the article updated 8:23 p.m. Donald equals 23. But when we scroll down, look at this right here. You see the article updated 8:23. Golden was sentenced by a federal judge in Utah after he acknowledged possessing weapons despite being a convicted felon. He reached an agreement that resolved Utah state charges against him and settled 2 sets of federal charges against him. Look, one carried a 23-month sentence and the other ordered 5 years of probation and a $200,000 fine. All of this hits, okay? 23-month sentence. You see Donald equals 23 right there. Even the other ordered 5 years probation. 5 is like 50. You see Donald equals 50 like 5. And how it says $200,000 fine. $200,000 fine you see right there. When we look at Trump's birthday, look, his birthday leaves 200 days in the year. June 14th, you see? And there's even more with the article when we scroll down, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Look at right here. The rapper has acknowledged that he possessed a Glock 21 45 caliber pistol. We know Trump is the 45th and the 47th president, but the 45th president to sync up with the 45 caliber pistol. You see that right there? Okay? So, and look, a $25,000 fine. Remember, Trump equals 25. He's president. We're in the year 25. You see, so the stuff just hits nonstop. And again, 38, baby. And Louisiana equals 38. I mean, this is the code, okay? This is the tool given to us. I don't know what else this tool and this calculator is doing. I don't know why it's free. I don't know why it's free, but you know, I'm going to utilize it if I can, and it definitely helps with these breakdowns as when these numbers hit, it's undeniable. And you see again Trump 47 and 88, rapper 74 and 88. Look at rappers got that 38 too. Like Louisiana 38 to go with 38 baby. And it's time that these rappers get different names, man. Baby and Young and Lil. This stuff's disgusting, you know what I'm saying? Nicki Minaj with the Barbie doll theme. Don't you think that's kind of crossing the line? Aiming the stuff like at children with these things that children are into. Don't you think that's kind of disgusting? Maybe it's kind of time for a change, don't you think? Anyways, the stuff's disgusting. I just wanted to bring you. You're gonna see this story a lot. We're not like super unfamiliar with NBA Youngboy and Trump, right? But once I saw the 146-day span from the pardoning to Youngboy's birthday, and that's Trump's birthday 146, I'm like, oh, I got to do it. Is this video gonna play? And I've had a few breakdowns, and these characters never like exactly look the same. You notice that? They never and obviously, you would expect somebody to look different, but they always look completely different, right? And I have sometimes I like to pull up these other breakdowns just to see if there's any numbers that hit. I'm just kind of doing this on the fly. I don't think I had too many slides with this one. Uh but let me see here. Wow, in this breakdown I did, this was a while back. I noticed in this breakdown, and you see obviously NBA Youngboy, you see Youngboy with kind of like the Michael Jordan logo, Youngboy. When you think of NBA, you think of Michael Jordan. Look at this 126 connection I made back with this breakdown. And those numbers have been popping up recently, which is wild. I have a Victoria's Secret breakdown as they had like a security threat or whatever with their website, and they're trending right now. Look at Victoria's Secret's founding date. Look at that, the 12th day of the 6th month, and that breakdown will be coming in a couple of days. It's already done. Look at the Victoria's Secret founding date, the 12th day of the 6th month, and then we look at this NBA Youngboy breakdown, and you see these numbers kind of look. This is on the fly, okay? You see Jerry West, 12th day of the 6th month, death date. Kobe Bryant, 126 with his death date. Look at Michael Jordan's first game with the Bulls, 1026, back in 1984. 1026 is like 126. NBA Youngboy announces new album dropping 126, December 6th. I don't know if that date changed or whatever. And look at Michael Jordan, his first game against the Bullets, like Bulls. Ooh, and he dropped 16 points. There's that 1 and 6 again. So look, I could just pull up these other breakdowns, and it doesn't mean it's going to hit all the time, but look, immediately it connects with another trending story with Victoria's Secret. And that's just completely on the fly. You know what I'm saying? That's wild, isn't it? And there's that 48 again that follows Youngboy, Donald Trump 48. Look at that right there. And this was at least, what, 6, 7 months ago, at least, if I remember correctly. Michael Jordan's birthday is the 48th day of the year. Look at that. This was back in 2024. You see that? Look at this, and there's a 48-day span from Youngboy's birthday to that new album. I don't know if it actually dropped on that date, but that's what was popping up. You see that? Isn't that amazing? There's the 48 like Donald Trump. And Deshaun equals 48. His middle name, NBA Youngboy 48. How you see that? Man, that's amazing. There's the 161. We just went over the 161 in the current breakdown. Check that out. Purple drink is mixed with Sprite and or alcohol to make purple drink. Look at that. Or lean, popular with the rappers. According to the arrest report, 20, and this was another arrest maybe. According to the arrest report, 24-year-old Golden was part of a scheme to fraudulently obtain promethazine with codeine. And look, Purple drank 161 like Kentrell Golden. We just went over the 161s and how they're all landing now. That's freaking awesome. So we see how these numbers just cycle and pop back up again. And that was, you know what? Look, I just got a lot on my shoulders. Youngboy Never Broke Again. That's supposed to be the album. Look at that. 138 like Donald Trump and 138 like Michael. This is exactly what we do on this channel. Donald Trump's got the 138. Holy crap, and there's that 48. Wow. Damn, I love it, man. All of that was all on the fly right there. Pardon. That was all on the fly right there. And there's that 161 we went over. We went on the fly, pulled up a previous Youngboy breakdown, and you see how the numbers follow. It's all about the numbers. They're categorized and synced together. It's the numbers that draw the characters and the stories together, man. So you cannot recapture that energy. That was absolutely amazing. If there's any bot comments out there, you'd rather watch paint dry. Okay, go watch paint dry. I'm sorry that your brain can't comprehend this. We all start somewhere, I guess. Trump pardons rapper NBA Youngboy who was sentenced for gun-related charges. Absolutely amazing. Decode. I gotta say it. That's amazing. With the connections, with that other Youngboy breakdown, and we see how it all comes together.